So before we began, as I said, you know very little about Britain. But one thing that we have over here, and I am from a place called South London. I'm quite well spoken for somebody in London, because you may have seen videos and YouTube stuff where us Londoners are not the best speaking people. We have a program over here that I think you had for a while, which was called EastEnders, what you would call East Enders. And they had to delete it off American TV because no matter what, whether you put subtitles or whatever you do, you just didn't understand it. You didn't understand the spirit, so they took it off. And they were like, we wish we could get it here. You can get it on BritBox in America, but that's about it. And that is a sort of soap opera like the Bold and the Beautiful, The Young and the Restless, which is the American style sitcom, soap operas. So in EastEnders, and obviously over here in London, we have a lot of Cockney rhyming slang. Do you have any idea what that is?
No.
Right. It's an old tradition of slang words. Like you would have slang words in America, we have slang words over here that relate to various British things. So if I give you an example of a London-based slang word, I want you to tell me what you think it means.
Oh no. Okay. We'll see.
We'll see. I'm going to be just as useless at American stuff, so I wouldn't worry about it. I'm just pleased you're not asking me. Right. So if I was to say to you, Hampstead Heath, and remember, all of these have to have some sort of rhyming reference. So Hampstead.
Say it one more time.
Hampstead Heath.
Hampstead Heath?
Yeah. Hampstead Heath.
I have no idea what that would mean.
Teeth.
Teeth?
Hampstead Heath.
Okay.
Teeth. They don't make sense. You're probably thinking, why would Hampstead Heath? What's it got to do with your teeth? What about Hank Marvin? Now you must have heard of Hank Marvin. I'm Hank Marvin.
No.
I'm Hank. I really haven't had anything to eat, so I'm Hank Marvin.
Oh, I would have never guessed that
Starvin.
either.
Hank Marvin, Starvin.
Okay, that's
Hank
similar.
Marvin.
I can hear that one.
Yeah, you can hear that one. What about Jack Jones? If I'm on my Jack Jones, if I wasn't here and you weren't here, I would be on my Jack Jones.
On my Jack Jones. Huh. Yeah, I can guess.
Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, I don't know.
You can guess. Well, I am alone today, so I'm on my Jack Jones. I'm alone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it makes sense now, doesn't it? What about a Jam Tart? He's got a Jam Tart, this guy.
I guess maybe like a good personality or a loving way. I don't know.
You're very close. If you have a good personality, you've got a very big
heart.
Jam Tart.
Okay.
Heart. Because a lot of the Jam Tarts we have over here are shaped in hearts. So if you go to a British bakery, you'll have a heart-shaped Jam Tart. You're not doing too bad with these. I'm lying. He's doing terrible. But he's trying. He's trying. He's saying I'm credible for something. I can do voices, but just not these. Right,
not these, no.
Jugs. Now over here we have jugs. Over here, if you go to a British pub, a London pub, you might get a jug of beer. So that's where jugs come from. So what about jugs? If I've got big jugs, and I'm going to need them if I'm doing a podcast, because some may say you don't do this enough, Sean.
As I would say that it means like that you talk a lot.
You're close.
Or that you have.
It would be the exact opposite.
Oh, okay.
Not talk, but to listen.
Oh, you listen. Okay.
So ears, yeah. If I've got jugs, I've got big ears. So yeah.
Ah, okay.
What about if I was to say I've got to use my loaf?
Use my loaf?
Yes.
I have no.
I may do if I'm preparing for a podcast. I may have to use my loaf.
Is it like your mind or your brain?
Yeah, very close. You've got
Or
to
your
use
head.
your head.
Your head.
Your head.
Head. Yeah.
You've
That's
got
what
to
I was
use
thinking.
your head. Yeah. What about if I'm mutton? What about if I'm mutton? We did this before we came on. We could hear nothing. So what about if I'm mutton?
Probably quiet.
Yeah,
Or
deaf.
silence.
Deaf completely.
Hello, how are you?
Very good. Is Barney any good with his Cockney rhyming slang? I don't think he is.
Oh, I don't know. I don't think so.
But
But I love to learn. I love to learn anything.
Brilliant. Brilliant. Well, you've got a jam tart, Barney, a big heart. Let's put it that way.
Oh, thank you. You
What
do
about
too.
if I was on my 1 and 2s?
What was it?
If I was on my 1 and 2s.
You're prepared, or you're prepared to do something. You're ready. I don't know. I'm guessing.
I'll give you an idea, because remember these kind of have to rhyme. So if you think of what rhymes with 1 and 2, 1, 2, buckle my
Shoe. Okay.
So that kind
You're
of
putting
works.
on your shoes.
They kind of have to rhyme, yeah. So let's have a look. What about if I was to tell a pork pie?
Would be to lie.
Way, I'd be like,
I got it.
It's getting easier now, isn't it? See?
Yeah.
What about if I had a Ruby Murray? If I went to a restaurant and I ordered a Ruby Murray, what would I be ordering?
Bloody Mary, maybe? I don't know. I'm trying to think of anything that rhymes.
The Indians will be in outlaw because they'll be shouting, you will be ordering a curry.
Oh, okay.
A Ruby Murray. Have you had a curry before?
No.
Oh, yeah.
No, I have not.
There you go, then that's probably why I don't eat curry. There you go. Right, what about a tea leaf? Something that Barney would object to.
What was it? I'm sorry.
A tea leaf. Barney
Tea
would
leaf?
object to this. And I think,
Oh man, I don't know.
I think Baby Bop might be very unhappy if she lost her blankie and somebody took it.
Oh, it's somebody that's a thief?
A thief! There we go. If you're a tea leaf, you're a thief. Well done indeed.
Okay.
You're getting these very well. Right, we've got the last few coming up for you. I'd like to say they're getting easier, but you are getting them. So what about Adam and Eve? If I was to say, would you Adam and Eve it? I've got someone very special on my podcast today. People might say, I don't
believe it.
There you go. I don't believe
I got it.
That's a completely different reference to a British sitcom, of course. I don't believe it. What about Apples and Pears? If I'm going up the Apples and Pears, I might be going up the
Ladders or stairs, maybe?
stairs. Oh,
Stairs,
well done.
okay.
There you go.
Okay.
You're getting these. We sadly lost this very prolific royal figure a couple of years ago. But if I was to talk about a baked bean, and I'm not talking about the British Mr. Bean, a baked bean would be the...
I love Mr. Bean.
You love Mr. Bean?
Oh, I love Mr. Bean. He's great. Yeah.
Don't we all
Rowan
love Mr.
Atkinson.
Bean?
I love him.
Who would be I bet you can't do his voice.
He doesn't speak hardly at all.
No, not really.
Bean. He's like really
That's it.
like.
You can
That's
do it
really
as well.
that's
Well,
that's
there you go.
about all
Rowan
he says.
Atkinson, if you're listening, and I know you won't be.
I don't think so. It's like really weird, you know.
That's a brilliant British accent for Mr. Bean. But it's not the answer we're looking for. But if I was to say I'm a baked bean,
I would say probably
be
the Queen.
the Queen. Absolutely the Queen. Going on to a baked bean, to a baker's dozen.
Okay, I know what baker's dozen means here,
Right.
which means it's 13. But I don't know what if it's different there.
I was going to say you're going to keep this clean, but a baker's dozen, I'm off to meet a family member, and that family member is my cousin.
Cousin.
Baker's dozen cousin. Now we've got one for you that you'll like. This guy will like because it's not him, but he shares the same name as a cartoon character called Barney Rubble. So
Oh yeah.
yeah. So if I was to say Barney Rubble, what would I be saying? Rubble. Trouble.
Trouble.
Trouble. Barney Rubble is causing trouble. There we go. Barney Rubble is causing trouble. What about bread and honey? Bread and honey. Something that you're not getting for this podcast.
Oh, money.
Money.
Bread and honey. Money. I have heard that. Okay, I have heard that one. That one has made it across the pond, as you would say.
That's
it. We have
honey,
heard.
You're making money. Yeah, absolutely. On to bread and honey. Another type of bread is a brown bread. Barney loves pumpernickel bread. We love brown bread.
I love pumpernickel bread. I absolutely love it. I have it downstairs. Like, I eat pumpernickel bread and rye breads and things like that whenever I eat sandwiches, just because it's so much better for you. It doesn't have any sugar and stuff in it, so it's good.
Absolutely. So what are we thinking then?
Speaking of that, I don't know if I don't know where it's at, but I know that there is a. I saw an article about Subway, the Subway sandwich franchise. Yeah. Apparently, the bread there has so much sugar in it that some places consider it pastries. Yeah. Which is wild to me, but because it doesn't taste sweet. No. But I've heard that, and I was like, that's crazy. Yeah,
it's true. Yeah, Subway, full of sugar. You know, they try and hide the amount of salad they put into their Subways, but when you love it with cheese and jalapenos and meats, it doesn't make a difference. It all adds up. So what are we thinking then for that then? What are we thinking for brown bread?
Brown bread? Does it mean dead?
Dead. Something that he's not. Yes, dead indeed. If I'm having a bubble, what would I be doing? And we've had a bubble on this podcast. We really have.
Having a bubble, you said?
Yeah. And I don't mean the bubble that you put in the bath, of course.
Laughing.
There you go. I was going to say this guy has...
Chuckle. It rhymes with chuckle. Is that what it is?
That's it. Chuckle, bubble. Yeah, I was going to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All the Barney
it must have been interesting when you were trying to figure out how to do Barney's laugh, because he's got quite an iconic laugh. He sort of chuckles every so often, doesn't he?
Yeah, all throughout everything he says.
Yeah.
It's like
why, hello there. It's so great to see you.
You know, it's all this different. There's different laughs that he does.
So, yeah. It's never the same, is it? No.
It's always there's a different variation all throughout it.
Yeah. Barney is just completely on a high 24/7, and that's what we like. Right, the last few. What about if I was to go China plate? Now you have come across a lot of these people. One of those people played him originally. A China plate has become your
mate. Maybe
mate.
Friend.
Mate. You got it the first time.
Yeah.
China plate has become your mate. Here's a really British term that you probably don't use now, and we use this term way back in the 30s. If you were to explain to somebody what a cobbler was, there'd be somebody that mends your shoes.
Mends your shoes, yeah, I know that one. Yeah.
But nowadays, if we were to say that was a load of cobblers, what would I be saying? What a load of cobblers.
I'm not sure.
What an absolute load of cobblers.
Like, just not untrue?
In a way, if you were to say that was... Well, Judge Judy would say that was baloney.
Baloney?
That was baloney. So it's basically, cobblers means rubbish. What a load of rubbish.
It's just rubbish. It's not true.
It's not true. There you go. It's not true. What about It's very late for me. It's 11:30 here, so I am cream crackered.
Like, just exhausted, tired.
Yeah, another word for tired would be knackered.
I don't know that word.
That's
That must be a British word too.
That's a British word. I am knackered. So I'm cream crackered, mate. I'm knackered. Right, okay. The last few coming up. The last 3 for you. What about a dog and bone? Something that I started off when I was doing these podcasts. I was doing them via this means before we did Zoom meetings. But if I was to have a dog and bone, what would I have?
A talk on the phone.
There you go. I have a phone.
I've heard that one before.
Yeah.
I think I have heard that one before.
Absolutely. Right, the last one coming up is from a dog to another animal, a duck. If I was to have a duck and dive, what would I be doing? Some may say you do this all the time and you get away with it.
Duck and dive.
You're the perfect example of someone who just gets away with it. Because let's face it, I get away with it too because I don't have an average job, do I? So every day is just a day off.
Oh, okay.
So what would it be?
Well, I wouldn't say. Well, duck and dive.
Sometimes you might do this in school.
In school.
Sky.
I feel like I should know it. What was it?
Skive. I'm skiving off.
Oh, see, that's not an American term either.
There you go.
That's
what would you say?
That it's just like, so it's something. Basically, what you're saying is like that it's just an easy day, or you're not having to really work.
In some ways, yeah. But over here, if you skived off school, it meant you actually left the building and went home.
Oh, so okay.
Considering a lot of those euphemisms are very British. You didn't do too well. And now when somebody else asks you, or if you do another podcast, you can say, actually, yeah, I know a little bit more about these Londoners now.
I like that. That's cool, though. Well, I really enjoyed that. That's fun.
Yeah. I
was thinking another British show that I like. Well, an actor that I like is Hugh Laurie.
Yes, yeah.
Because I forget the name of the show that he was on, but the comedy show.
Fry
you probably
and
know
Laurie
that.
With
yes.
Stephen Fry. Yeah.
Yes, I absolutely love that show.
Fry in America, yeah.
Yeah, I've watched that. I haven't seen a lot of them, but I've seen several, and they're really funny.
Yeah, it's interesting how good Fry was as a child. I honestly thought when he was in Stuart Little that he was American.
Yeah.
And then I heard him play this British person.
Dr. House.
He can play someone British, really.
Yeah, and he's in Dr. House. That's what he's known for now in the U.S.
Yeah.
I would say arguably he's more known for that in the U.S. than he would be for the other. So it's But and he has an American accent. And until I saw him, on an interview, I didn't even realize that he was British. And so I was like, and then I went and researched kind of what other stuff he had done, and I found the other, and I was like, wow, this is great. This is hilarious.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's a really good actor. He actually is a very good musician as well. Like he can play the piano and sing, and he loves like the rhythm and blues and stuff like that. So he's really good.